So the first thing I'll do is to start off by marking my starting line. As you can see, this is the vertical and this is the horizontal line, which is also known as the shoulder line. So all my measurements will be starting from here.
I will start from my starting line to mark from my shoulder to my nipple. Mine, I'll be using 9.5 inches, as you can see on the video. And then the next thing I'll mark is from my shoulder to my underbust, which is 13 inches. And then from my shoulder to my half length, which is my waist, which is 17 inches. Remember, I told you that the half length for the front is usually longer because of the bust. And then I'll mark for the full length. I am using 23 inches for mine. Please make sure to go ahead and use the length that is of your own measurement. So I'll connect my horizontal lines together, as you can see on the video. So guys, the next thing I'll do now is to get my neckline and my shoulder line so I can get my shoulder slope. So my neckline, my shoulder line is 7 inches and the neckline I'm using is 3 inches by 3 inches in depth. Okay, 3 inches neckline and 3 inches width for the front. Okay, and then I'll go ahead to connect it in a square box and then go ahead to place my curved rule. After connecting the points together, this is how I am going to place my curved rule. Please, I encourage you to always use this curve rule while marking your front neckline. Okay, so guys, the next thing I'll do now is to determine my shoulder slope on my shoulder length. Remember, I said mine is 7 inches. For the shoulder slope in front, I will come down by 1.5 inches. Please, I advise you come down by 1.5 inches, not 1 inch. Sorry, I made mistake. I went to connect it on my starting line in front. So I'll go ahead to retrace my mark. So guys, I've already done that, as you can see on the video. Remember, I said here on the front shoulder slope, please come down by 1.5. So now we'll determine our chest line, which is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Mine, I will be marking 7.25. And that is what I am doing now. Go ahead to extend the line all the way to the side. And then I'll use my rule to connect it, as you can see on the video. So the next thing I'll do is now to connect it all the way to the shoulder slope and then get the center point of this my armhole, as you can see. But before I do that, let me go ahead and label my pattern for the front. This is the chest, the bust, the under bust, as you can see, the waist line, and then the full length, which is the hip line. Sorry guys that I didn't know that it was not capturing the whole pattern paper. So at this point, I'll get my circumference, which is the bust divided by 4, and then I'll mark it to determine the curve of my armhole. So after getting my center point of my armhole, I will come down by 1 inch from that center point. Look closely, you see that I'll come down after getting my center point. At that point, I'll go in by 0.75, not half inch. Believe me, if you use this method, you are going to have a very fitted basic bodice blouse on your body without having any form of gaping or any form of folding or excess materials at the armhole area, at the chest area, at the neckline area, or even in any way at the underarm. Trust me. So guys, you can see how I placed my curve in getting this. The next thing is to determine our dart placement. Mine is nipple to nipple divided by 2 is 3.5, and I have marked that on my bust line, and then on the waist line, and then on my hip line. So I will go ahead to connect it like this. But before I do that, I came down by 1 inch under the bust line as you can see on the video, and then I connected it using my pencil. You can see I came down by 1 inch from the bust line. So at this waist area, I will go in by 1/2 inch and come out by 1/2 inch, and then I will use my marker to connect it this way as you can see on the video. After connecting it this way, I will also connect the other side of my dart. So guys, you can see we are already getting to the end of this front pattern drafting. So the next thing we'll do right now is to start placing in our circumferences. Okay, so after getting my dart measurement, I will get my circumference for the waist, which is my waist divided by 4. I will mark it there, and then I will replace this dart intake, which is 1 inch. I'll mark it there on my waist, and then on the hip line, okay, I'll use my marker to connect the 3 dots. On the hip line, I divided my hip also by 4. You can see how I am placing my curved rule. I am so sorry that the video, my phone did not capture this place. So guys, after drawing my pattern for the front, as you can see on the video, I will go ahead and cut it. But before doing that, we are going to head over in blending this waist area so it doesn't give us a sharp edge. So this is the front piece of our pattern drafting, guys. This is the front piece of our pattern basic bodies. Okay, so guys, remember that here on this shoulder slope, I sloped down by 1.5 inches just for the front. We are not going to be sloping down by 1.5 at the back. So the next thing is our bust tightening, or you can call it bust dart. So remember, the difference between my back and my front is just 2 inches because of my bust. So I will come down from the bust line by 2 inches, and then from the bust point, that is from the dart point, I came out by 1 inches, and then I'll connect it to these 2 inches you are seeing here on the video. You can see how it is forming, guys. So I'll find the middle point of this bust dart and then extend it out by 1 inch. You can do so by 1.5. Connect it all the way and meet the 3 dots together. Okay, just like so. The reason for doing this is just so you do not cut into your material, into your fabric. By the time you cut it this way on your blouse or on your fabric, trust me, it is not going to cut into your main fabric. But if you do not add this extension, it is going to eat deep into your fabric, making it to short at the bust area. So guys, you can see how it is coming out, guys. So now we'll head over to the back pattern drafting, and I have already marked my starting point and the shoulder point. Okay, so the next thing is to mark from my shoulder to nipple, which is 9.5, and then shoulder to waist. This time around is 15 inches I will be using, okay, because it is the back half length, and then I'll be using the full length of 21 inches. Remember that the front is longer than the back because the bust is at the front, and my front is longer than the back with 2 inches. That is why I am using the full length of 21 inches for my back and then 15 inches for my waist. That is for my half length, back half length. Then I will go ahead to use my long rule to connect my horizontal lines together, as you can see on the video. So the next thing I'll do is to get my neckline. I'll be using 3 inches for my neckline at the back and then 7 inches for my shoulder as well, just the way I did. Then my neck depth for the back is 1 inch. You can see how I am placing my cuff to get my 1 inch neck depth. For the slope at the back, I came down by 1 inch, as you can see. Please do not come down this time around by 1.5. I'll connect it Remember that the chest line we used for the front is what we'll be using for the back, even though we sloped down by 1 inch for the back. I will go ahead to connect it using my straight rule like this, extending it to the side, and then use my straight rule to connect it all the way to the shoulder slope. So the next thing I'll do is to label, and label. This is the chest line, the bust line, the waist line, and then the full length of my basic bodies for the back. This point I'll go in by 1 inch. This is to take in zipper bulge. Okay, so you see I went in by 1 inch at the waist area, and then I'll be connecting it up to the neckline, and then from the neckline to the waist area, and then from the waist area I'll connect it like so to the full length of my back basic bodies. This is to eliminate zipper bulge. Okay, so this is where we are going to be starting all our measurements for the back. So at this point right now, I am going to measure our bust measurement divided by 4, so I can get my armhole curve. And then you can see bust measurement divided by 4. I placed it already. Right now I am going to get my armhole curve. Before then, I get the center point of this armhole curve this way, and then from that center point I will come down by 1 inch. Please don't mind how I am placing my tape. Okay, so this time around I'll go in by ½ inch, not even 0.75, because this is back. Your back armhole area needs to cover properly more than the front. Okay, so I'll place my armhole curve like this and then draw out my armhole. So right now the next thing I'll do is to mark my dart. I'll be starting at the waist area, placing my tape this way, and then from this point I'll mark to the end of the other line. That is the red line you are seeing, because that is what I am going to be inserting on the bust line and then on the hip line. So I got 4.5 inches, and then I'll place it directly from the red line to the other side at the bust line, and then I'll also do the same at the full length of my basic bodies. So I'll go ahead to use my rule to connect, but before then I will extend that line by 1 inch above the bust line, because this is the back, so you have to extend your dart. So I'll use my pencil to connect it like so, and then on the waist area I am going to come in and go out by half inch on each side of my dart. Okay, and then use my marker to connect it with my straight rule like this. Remember that the waist area is the meeting point of this dart. After connecting it this way, the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead to determine our circumferences for the waist and then on the full length of my bodies. So I'll mark it, my waist divided by 4, and then I'll add my dart intake, which is 1 inch, as you can see on the video. The next thing I will do now is to connect the 3 points together, starting from the chest line, the waist area, and then connect it to the hip line, as you can see on the video. So you can see how I placed my cuff. You can see I placed my cuff, and then I'll go ahead to also label. So after labeling, the next thing I will do now is to add up for my zipper area. So at this point where I did my zipper bulge intake, I will add 1 inch on this black line. I'll add 1 inch. Sorry, the paper, I did not leave enough space, so I'm going to add 1 inch, and this is for the zipper. By the time you start cutting it out on your fabric, you don't need to add any allowance again for your zipper, because you have already added it here on your pattern paper. So at this point, after adding, you now have to decide how many inches you or sewing allowance you need to add on your pattern, okay? Because after adding them, you don't need to add them again while cutting them out on your fabric. So on my hip line, if I want it to have a curve at the side, all I need to do is to place my curve like this and extend my measurement, that is my circumference, by 1 inch or 1 to 1.5 inch, as you can see on the video, so it doesn't get tight at that area. You can see I went out by 1 inch and then came up by 2 inches and then used my pencil to connect it like this, but I don't want it to have a curve. So guys, I'll go ahead to start cutting out this fabric. As you can see on the video, please go ahead to cut it. Make sure you have a special scissors for your pattern paper, because whenever you use the same scissors you use in cutting your fabrics, in cutting your pattern paper, believe me, it is not going to be as sharp as it has always been. So guys, you can see this is the dart intake, or the dart area or bust area for our front basic bodies. At this point, make sure you go ahead to mark to cut it and also include that extension that you are seeing on the bust area, okay? That is the dart intake at the bust area. So also go ahead to cut it gently, as you can see on the video. So guys, after cutting out the front basic bodies pattern, remember that while cutting for the front, this is going to be on fold. For the front, remember that this place is going to be on fold, okay? Please do not forget that, so you don't go ahead to ruin your pattern paper, okay? So this is the front pattern paper and this is the back pattern paper. And now guys, we have come to the end of this video, but before I call it a wrap, at this bust that area, in case you want to eliminate or cover up this bust area, meaning that if you don't want to run a stitch on your bust area, just go ahead to close it up this way using your masking tape, and by the time you close it up, believe me, if you measure the side of this front, it is going to give you exactly the same measurement with the side of the back. So let's try it out and know if we are going to get exact same thing. I've measured for the front, it gave me around 13, right? So let's go ahead and measure on the other side. I've measured for the back, you can see it gave me 13. So this is basically what it looks like to have a very perfect basic bodies blouse on your body that will fit so perfectly. This is the best method you can ever see or watch or learn how to do. So guys, please do well to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Bye.